Hi everyone, welcome along to the 7th video in our Introduction to onCourse series. In this one we're going to be making some sessions for the class that we've just made in the previous video. So let's get straight into it. Here we are on our class record screen. We have, you can see here just our course name and our class name up here. We have our budget. Here we have the timetable section, and this is where we come to create sessions for any class. So what we want to do is we're going to hit the plus button here. And you can see here it's just created a session. So it will create a session basically around the time that you're in now. So Thursday, 4th of March, just around 9 o'clock. Let's say we want to edit this. So we know that, let's say that our class is going to start on Monday, the 5th of April, and it's going to last all week. So we want 5 sessions. One on Monday, one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way up till Friday the 9th. Easy. What we're going to do is we're going to set our first session up. So let's say that the session starts at 10. Done. And you can see here we now have a start date. So we have these two duration fields here. This is the class duration. Let's say that the class goes for 6 hours. So it'll finish at 4. And we also have a payable duration. Let's say that there's an hour-long break, and maybe the tutor doesn't get paid for their break. So the payable duration is 5 hours. You don't need to enter the H. You can just type 5. We have our tutors selected here. So if we had a second tutor attached to this class, let's say if we know that tutors are going to take a different session day after day. So we have John on one day, and let's say we had a second tutor taking the second day, then John coming back on the third day. This would be where you would select that. The second tutor would appear here with a checkbox as well. You can either select them both, you can select only one, and onCourse has the ability to work out how to pay those tutors through this payable duration. So now we need to set our site and our room. So this is one of the first things that we did in our second video in this series. So we're going to find our site, which, if we remember, was called the Lions Club building. And we have already here we can see that there's a couple of rooms, and we're going to set, I can't remember which the bigger room was. Let's try and set room 1. Great, looks like there's plenty of space in room 1. Let's say if we didn't have enough space, you can see here, this actually tells you, because there's a room here now, it tells me that this exceeds the capacity of that room. So we can just bring that back down to 30, and that's fine. So we have here our first session. That's great. So we don't necessarily want to have to go through and let's just save this. We don't want to have to go through and do this 5 times, because that could take a little while. So what we're going to do here is we've created our first one. I'm going to come across here to this little icon, which is the repeat icon, and click it. And we want to repeat this session 4 more times and repeat it every day, excluding weekends. There it is. So we can see here that we now have another session on the 6th starting at 10. The same room, same site, same tutor, same payable duration, same duration. All of this is now set up, and we can just hit save, and that's done. So let's say that we actually made a mistake and we need to change the room for whatever reason. Now something has happened and room 1 is needed, so we're going to switch everything over to room 2. We don't want to have to go through each individual session and set those. What we can do is over here we'll click this, and that will select all, and then we can click the cogwheel and we can do a bulk change. So we'll bulk change timetable events. And there's a few different things here that you can bulk change. What we're going to do is bulk change the location. So we're still in the Lions Club building, but we're going to go to room 1 instead. Actually, no, we're going to go to room 2 instead, sorry. And we'll hit update, and there it is. That's now all updated. So let's say that we actually made a mistake with all of these and we need to start again. Let's say that instead of having 5 sessions over a week, we actually want to have 1 session per week, and they're always going to be on a Wednesday, and it's going to be 1 session a week for the next 5 weeks. So we'll delete these timetable events, and we'll just create a new one. So let's come down, and let's say that we know that actually the course is going to start on the 7th of April at 10 o'clock. And it's going to go for 6 hours. John's going to get paid for 5 of those hours. And we're still in the Lions Club building. And we're still going to be in room 2. See these notes fields down here as well. You can enter public notes about the session or private notes about the session. That'll come out in the public notes will come out in some specific reports that you can print out for students. So we've got our first class here set up for Wednesday. If we hit save, then we'll see this actually change, and that sits the way that we want it to be, There, we've now got our first session. So I'm going to come back here to repeats, and I still want to repeat this session 4 times, but I actually want it to repeat every week. So there's a few different things here. You can set, 1 a month if you want to, 1 every hour if you really want to, if you have a half an hour session or something like that. Or even if you want to include weekends, you can do that too. But we're going to set this to 1 every week, and we'll create those sessions. And here it is. We have our weekly sessions from the 7th of April all the way up to the 5th of May. So I'm going to save that. And that's it. Those are our sessions created. So now we have a bread baking class that is 5 sessions long. Each of those sessions are 6 hours. We're done. This is now ready for you to take an enrollment. And that's actually what we're going to be doing in the next video. I'll show you basically how we can go about taking an enrollment for this class from within onCourse. We'll see you there.